This is the One Episode Rule, a podcast about first impressions. I am Magpie. I've been watching that Golden Kamuy, and it's
Yeah,
good.
I'm really proud of you. It's a good show.
Everyone in that show is a freak. All of them.
Yes,
If you think your favorite isn't a freak, you just haven't watched long enough.
they will become a freak eventually. Everyone will have their moment in the spotlight.
Asirpa is the most normal person in Golden Kamuy, and Asirpa loves to eat raw animal brains.
It's her hobby. It's her favorite thing in the world. Yes, I love Golden Kamuy, and I'm glad that I will have someone else to talk about it with.
Me
Hi.
and you, Jojo, the seinen manga enjoyers.
Yeah.
Listen, I enjoy seinen manga. I don't know if Golden Kamuy is my cup of tea. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
It's okay. Not every seinen is gonna be for everyone, and that's fine. Anyhow, hi, I'm Joey. I caught up with Kaiju number 8. It's really good. Well, I caught
Yeah?
up mostly. I caught up to episode 7. I think episode 8 has come out, which I should probably watch because episode 7 ended on a cliffhanger.
I was about to say, yeah, it's not even all the way finished, is it?
No, it's
Nope.
not. It's still coming out. But yeah, I also went back and finished Zom 100. Bucket List of the Dead. No one
Cool.
remembered that one, huh? It was
I
fine.
remembered that one.
Yeah, I liked it. It's
I just
not
didn't
one
go
that
back
like.
and watch it.
Did you?
I just didn't go back and watch it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. No, it's like it's not a show that I'll be like thinking about like obsessively or anything, but it was a good good little popcorn watch, I would say. They've left it open for potential season 2 material, so we'll see what happens. Anyhow,
It's my turn to talk. Hello. It's me, Louis. I am a better student of the craft than Joey and fully caught up on Kaiju number 8.
wow,
So there's
wow, the
that.
competition's on.
Yeah. Let me just step into my morph suit.
This is how I avoid the competition. I only watch shit that nobody else is.
Well, you're watching something that I've already fully caught up on, so watch what you're saying. Watch your mouth.
Yeah, I'm not competing with you. You've already
Okay.
won.
I've already won. Thank you.
I have
Take
no
my
interest.
victory.
I have no interest in defeating you. It is not possible or desirable.
Okay, good. Because I will defeat you every time. Anyhow, this is silly. Let's have some. You have news for us?
I didn't get to finish my intro.
Oh, well, then go ahead.
Maybe you ought to speak up.
Maybe you gotta not do a bit in the middle of my shit. Anyway, I just wanted to second everything about Kaiju number 8 being good. Okay, now, news.
He comes to the bits factory and complains about all the bits. So, news. The Japanese Association of Translators has come out and said what we've been saying on this podcast for weeks, which is artificial intelligence is unfit to translate manga.
Whoa. Who would have known?
This is not particularly news, but the subject being picked up by the Japanese Association of Translators, a group that might actually have some pull with the Japanese government,
My God.
is good news.
Yeah, that's significant.
They have stated all of the bullet points that are obvious to anybody with half a working brain, which is translating shitloads of manga with 2-day turnarounds. It's not going to increase the popularity of that manga abroad. It's just going to make it look like you're shoveling a bunch of garbage into your neighboring countries.
Yeah.
So good for them. I wish them luck in their struggle.
Yes.
Grumpy old bastard talk. We're talking about Togashi.
Uh-oh. Oh boy.
And that Togashi has, amongst like actual good news, he's been keeping up with his Twitter posts, trying to keep his fans updated on his life and how things are going, because Hunter x Hunter has experienced some pretty severe hiatuses because
Yeah.
Togashi is often sick. Um,
Yeah, I've heard that
he is a
actually.
man of poor health. And as far as I can tell, extreme mental illness. But that's neither here
on
nor there.
on top of having this exceptionally long running series, like
hmm Um, but
Well,
he's managed to keep people's hopes up by posting by posting about how the series is going, how his health is going, and other artistic endeavors, such as a bunch of Resident Evil fan art,
whoa, good
hmm.
for him.
like Resident Evil like one fan,
Hell yeah, I love
um,
that.
which gives me an excuse to talk about Resident Evil. So,
It's
did
relevant. It's
did you
relevant.
guys know that Capcom is reportedly working on Resident Evil remakes for Zero and Code Veronica? Because if they are, that's fucking incredible. Remake the bad ones.
Whoa.
Oh my god, remake the bad ones. Fix the bad ones. You didn't need to do RE4. I mean, everybody liked it, but you didn't need to.
You didn't need to remake the bad ones, but make them good this time.
But Zero and Code Veronica are not good games. They're interesting games. They could definitely use a remake.
What if they remake them, but they beef it again though? Like,
It'll be funny as hell. They're not like particularly beloved things. I don't check the news about them like I do about Silent Hill remake, to
oh
hurt
boy.
myself. um, and finally, in an era where Crunchyroll is slowly letting old anime series vanish from uh, collective memory and not be able to
Hmm.
be streamed anywhere because they have the rights but refuse to put them on the platform,
Ugh.
Netflix is just doing all right with anime like it usually does.
Yeah, it's weird
Um,
because it used to be the opposite way around.
they because they have decided that hey, they're just going to acquire Hajime no Ippo and just air it. So pretty soon, people in North America will have like convenient access to the fighting,
Yes.
to all 75 episodes to watch. That show is apparently incredible. So I
Nice.
think maybe I'll give it a look.
Cool. Let
Uh,
us know what's up, I guess.
and that's the news.
Well, that's the news. I've heard
All
that.
the all the news I saw fit to look at.
So I've heard that we were asked to watch something very specific this week
We were
by
Blackle, who has passed on, left us a
Blackle.
You can't.
Rest in
No,
peace,
hold
left
on, hold
2024.
on.
left us in their will a anime to watch.
What is happening right
I'm gonna
now?
miss our good friend Blackle.
Um, so this week we're going to watch Dragon Pilot, Hisone, and Masotan.
Yeah, whatever that is.
It seems neat.
I hope there's dragons.
I suspect there might be dragons.
Cool.
I
Let's
could even
check it out.
imagine it. You know, you know that whole bit we did about Blackle being dead. You know that was that was a joke. This time,
Wow, this show is really gonna give the Vor fans something to chew on.
do they chew?
Yeah, well, it
This
depends.
the Vor fans are gonna be eating well with this one.
Joey, read this blurb.
Oh, I'm being punished too, huh? Okay, 1 second. Seeking to find purpose in her life, Hisone Makasu enlists in the Japan. I'm sorry, in the Japan Air Self Defense Force, JASDF, and is stationed at Gifu Air Base. During a visit to a part of the base she did not know existed, she stumbles upon JASDF's largest secret, the Organic Transformed Flyer, OTF, a dragon that has the ability to camouflage itself as an aircraft. After being swallowed up and spit out by the OTF, her commanding officers inform her that this encounter means that she has been chosen to be the next in a long line of dragon pilots. Together with her fellow pilot cadets and Masotan, her own OTF, Hisone must overcome her insecurities in order to discover her true potential as a dragon pilot and unravel the secrets behind the OTFs.
Yay.
They're really not letting on.
They're
Here.
really not selling how much this is a vor show.
How much squelching there is.
This is a vor show with with transformation and airplane characters. Like, the furries are gonna be into this one.
So I wasn't sure about it until the scene, because like I have my suspicions, but so we open on young Hisone, like literally young Hisone, when she's in school. And it's a cold open, and the kids are talking about like what they're gonna do, like what their goal in life is gonna be. It's just like, are you gonna go to art school? Oh, I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do, but I got 4 years to do it. I should be able to find it.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. This is all chatter in the background, and Hisone is thinking about, it's just like, what is something that only I can do? What do I want to do with my life? And she looks out the window and she sees 3 jets fly by
She's like,
in the blue sky, and then she
I'm
just
going to become an
silently,
airplane.
yeah, I'm going to become a plane.
yeah, baby.
I'm going to eat a biplane, like that French guy.
Uh-huh. You
Um,
could, theoretically.
I think, well, actually, that was something only he could really do. But anyway, yeah, so she writes in Japanese Air Self-Defense Force. I didn't know how extensively they had an air force in Japan, but I assume that they have ground self-defense forces, so I assume
Mm-hmm.
they have a small contingent of flyers as well, and probably some naval guys. But yeah, we quickly move on because she is in another similar setting, but she's grown and she's wearing a uniform, and somebody is giving her a one of her coworkers is giving her something to take out to Flight Commander. I can't remember her name. Um, it's Yaki Kasu or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll search while I talk, but it's hey, I need you to take this out to her at hangar 8. And she's just stands there for a moment. She's like, I've never been out to hangar 8.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just like, oh, then don't worry about it, I'll lend you my moped. And we are introduced to Hisone's quirk pretty quickly, because whenever the girl has her head turned because her boss called her, and as she says, it sort of just rattles off this whole thing of, it's just to be like, how is that going to solve the problem that I've never been to Hangar 8 and I don't even know who this person is and I've never met them,
Mm-hmm.
and you expect me
Yeah,
to do your work for you?
She's more than an open book. She's a a spilling well of overly truthful.
She is a baseball bat to the face.
Yeah,
I like her.
she's fun.
So it's a fun personality quirk for a main character. Uh, Unable to not speak her mind.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, she and then the whole office kind of goes silent. Um, and she's just like, oh, and she just takes the document and and heads out.
Yeah.
And she does take the girl's moped. And she gets out to that end of the base, and she's looking on a map, and she's like, what? It's like, it only goes up to 7. Where am I supposed to? Where am I supposed to be?
Mm-hmm.
Where am I supposed to go?
Like, they're hazing me, aren't they?
It's
They're
just like, yeah,
definitely
this is
hazing
some
me.
sort of form of elaborate bullying, which I think is funny because she does accuse other people of setting up elaborate forms of bullying, but the only person who actually does it, who actually intends to do it, appears to be very direct and straightforward.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, and so as she's standing there, I don't know what this treat is, this thing is, but somebody just presses this like drink into the back of her neck,
It's like
basically.
a yogurt drink.
It looks like a yogurt, some sort of yogurt drink.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nasty. Um,
No, it's good. I love those things.
no, it has yogurt in it, so yeah. I can't find this commanding officer's name. Whatever.
Yeah. Just
Whatever. Doesn't matter that much.
No, not really.
So she's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And this old lady is wandering around, and she's she I think she's either handing out or selling snacks from a little cooler in the same sort of way as as the old abuela will sell tamales from
Mm-hmm.
in Texas. Um, and she's like, I think what you're looking for might be over there. And she points to like a sort of disused part of the base. It looked like she was pointing to a mountain to me. And I
Mm-hmm.
was just like, are you just shit posting, old lady?
A lot of this feels like
It is
shitposting.
Kakiyasu. I think I found it.
Whoa.
I couldn't find her because I didn't see her in her uniform. This picture is of her in her flight suit.
Ah,
And,
I see.
and her on deck jumpsuit look.
Uh-huh.
But she's like, she's just, and she heads out there, and she does indeed find a hangar 8. Except the hangar 8 looks very old and very disused, and it is very dark inside. And she goes in and she's just like, is there a Kakiyasu here? Can I? Is there anybody here? Are you guys just hazing me? Um, and she crouched. She heads all the way into the hangar, and at the very back there's a big pool for some reason. She's just like, "Oh, why is there water in here?" It's just like, "Oh man, either I got it wrong or they really are fucking with me." And she's got her phone out to light her way, and the flashlight on her phone starts to dim, and she's just like, "Oh God!" At a time like this, and she's looking at, she's got a video pulled up of her cat, and she's like, "Oh, Goro-chan, we're really in it this
Yeah,
time."
literally very good. Wow, she's just like me for real.
And as she does, the pool starts bubbling, and some huge creature looms up out of it, which is not expected for her. And she just looks up and she's like, "Oh man!" And it
Oh
eats her.
God, it eats her.
It
It
just eats her.
does.
I like
Does.
how it cuts from this scene to just the hospital
Yeah.
Yeah.
because, or I don't know if it cuts it directly, but there is an explanation here of the organic transformed flyers, which are dragons, and we are asked to accept that dragons have existed forever, and
The people
they
who
were
had them just camouflage
they
them.
just camouflage them as like big kites and
Yeah.
and they talk about how the shogunate passed it to the armed forces, who passed it to the self-defense force, which
Uh-huh.
is just making me think about like guys who work for the shogun, just like rowdy samurai trying to make
Uh-huh.
this lizard look like a kite.
You're just like, oh God, this is totally not gonna work.
It's like,
Well,
we are going to need more paper.
it transforms, so it's got that going for it.
It's like, we are going to need a lot more paper.
Spoiler alert: the dragon transforms.
The dragon does transform.
Well, it is referred to as an organic transformed flyer.
Yes, which helps its disguise. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, she's just sitting stock still in bed listening to this, and she's like, "You didn't get any of that, did you?" It's like, vomited. I was vomited.
Yeah. When I
Uh,
saw her in the bed, I was like, oh God, did she get shitted out? No, thankfully, mercifully, it just threw her up.
well, they hit her with an emetic, hit it with an emetic to make
Yeah,
them
they did
throw
have
her
to
up.
make it do that, but like,
Um, so yeah, it's just like, yeah, the dragon, as it were, has chosen you. That's how we know he picked you. It's just like, so we're gonna change your assignment. We're gonna move you over here, and you're gonna be a new dragon pilot from the day. I
Every
have taken. I took a screenshot at this point of like what I assume is perhaps the episode title because I do appreciate that, and it is just red kanji on a white, a sort of off-white background, and the subtitles listed as in all capitals. It is insane.
Yeah. That's true. Everyone in this room is so excited.
They are so everyone but her is really excited about
They're
this.
really into this. I literally wrote, "What is wrong with these people?"
Mhm. Okay. Does she go back to the hangar right after this, or do they set her up in her dorm?
I think she goes to the dorm because she's got to meet our punk character.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, her Kaguyasu is going to be her commanding officer at this point, and it should be noted that this whole time she is like protesting, and people are just talking over her.
Yes,
She's like,
no
"I
one's
can't do
listening.
this. Are you serious? I cannot do this." Um. So So yeah, she's got all of her shit. She has had to change clothes
Yeah, on account
uh,
of the dragon vomit.
on account of on account of the fucking digestive fluid. um, and yeah, she's climbing up the stairs, and she's got the little yogurt strawberry thing on top of the whole thing, and as she rounds the corner, doing a full like Slav squat
Yeah.
in the in a tracksuit is the other dragon pilot, we are told. Um, I don't know if this is correct, but I'm going to call her now because that's what I think this character on the My Anime list is. See, the issue is they're all wearing the same flight jumpsuit.
Yeah. I like this character.
Because she immediately she has straight up like Yakuza goon energy.
Mhm.
Because she stands up and is immediately looking down her nose at her like, Kisama.
Yeah, literally. She's fantastic.
And
Delightful. 10 of 10.
Hisone is just like, do you want this? And she just snatches it up and immediately drinks the whole yogurt drink. And he's just like, this is lukewarm. Chill it in the fridge. And
Been in her pocket all day.
she's just like hello now. This is the new dragon pilot. And so you two get close. We're not gonna get along. I'm gonna bully the shit out of you.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
well,
Okay.
you were so concerned about secret plots, but no, she's just going to come after you. Um, and yeah, it's time to go back to the hangar because the hangar with the lights on is significantly less haunted and abandoned. It's full of
It
cranes
looks
and shit.
normal now.
Work crews out there, and they explain how yeah, it does fall to them to keep everything camouflaged. So they're going to first they're going to properly introduce her to the OTF, and then they're going to work on camouflage exercises. Um, and she walks down there with the rest of them. She's obviously very scared. She doesn't want to fucking be here anymore. Um, but they're all too excited, and they explain that these things have to fly to cool the metabolic heat they generate. But this one has refused every pilot they put before it. So
Mhm.
the only thing they've been able to do is cool it off in a pool, but
Mhm.
that's only going so far. So they bring it up.
Yep.
This thing, now that we see it, looks like a Pokemon.
It's got a little bubbly little face. It's very
When
round.
Mhm.
when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, Joey's gonna draw fan art of this character at some point."
Stop calling me out like this.
This thing, his name is Masotan. This is the Maso, by the way.
Mhm. Yes.
And yeah, he is a Pokemon.
He is very Pokemon core.
Uh, despite despite the things that make me uncomfortable later, I do like the energy given off by this creature. Uh,
He looks a little bit, but like Tropius. Tropius? The one with the bananas.
The banana one.
The banana
Do
one.
they fit him for his armor during this scene, or is that later?
They do the armor.
And yeah, they're putting pieces of jets on, and the bitch girl, it's just like, well, of course it would be a plane. What else would they disguise it as? And I'm looking at this, and I'm just like, this. You're right. This doesn't seem like a disguise. This seems like cosplay.
Yeah.
Because it just looks like he's wearing an F-16 costume.
It's very cute. It's not going to fool anyone.
And I'm just thinking about this. This is like, if it's what they said was true earlier, is that these things were a target, and that's why they made disguises for them. Why do they? I don't understand any of this.
Yeah.
Like,
the more they explain,
the less it makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the guy who was explaining it to her in the hospital, who seems like a colonel or something, it's just like, he's just like, yeah, you should try touching it. Reach out your hand. E.T. Like E.T.
You've seen E.T., right?
You've seen E.T., right? Have the kids seen E.T. these days? E.T. Do it, E.T. And the fucking thing is towering over her, and she's just like, oh. And she's just looking back and forth. She's like, I can't do this. I can't. And he leans down to smell her hair. And he blows her hair all over, and they're just like, wow, this is good. This is good news. That really confirms it. Then he eats her.
He eats her again.
And they don't even really acknowledge it. They're just like, oh shit, get the emetic.
Yeah.
And then they explain, they don't even really give her time to recover. They're just like, all right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do oh yeah, and there's a scene where she is shown an instructional video, and this is where my suspicions became solidified. Because she's watching an instructional video, and she is looking at a big map of the
map of the organs. Yeah.
And
she's like, oh, so I tapped the liver to turn right.
And I'm just like, this isn't good. I don't like where this is going.
Uh-oh.
So they're just like, okay, we're gonna do disguising exercises, because that's our responsibility. That's the first thing you should learn. And they just jam this helmet into her hands. And they're just like, all right, let's do it. And she's standing there, and everybody's looking at her. She's just standing there in front of the thing. She's like, come on now, put your helmet on.
Go ahead.
Come on, put your helmet on. And she finally just snaps. She's just like, I can't do it.
Like, I'm not going to do that. And this is where we see her personality thing come out again.
Yeah. First of all, the bully girl now is just like, I can't believe you came this far just to puss out now. It's like, I swear to God.
You should have said something earlier.
And yeah, the flight commander, Kakiyasu, is just like, you had plenty of times to back out. I don't understand why. He's just like, 15 times! I tried to back out 15 times, but you just ignored me!
They did all very ignore her.
And I forget everything she says in this tirade, but she just fully lays into everyone for
it's a great
2 minutes.
Scene. This is one of the best scenes in this episode. In my opinion,
it's quite a good scene. She's just like, I keep telling you no, and you just ignore me. And my term was fixed, and you guys extended my term, and you transferred me to a different part of the base without my consent.
This is a violation of this and that and this and.
If I get on Twitter about this, it's going to cause real problems for you. And I don't even have a Twitter yet. And then you put me in the same dorm as this elementary school bully.
Yeah.
Do you not know about the Air Force Code 148 about maintaining your personal dignity? I'm just like, good for you. And then she finally just like, and I like the orange yogurt drink, not the strawberry one. And everybody's just standing around, just like, orange? Orange yogurt? And then she runs off.
All of her commanding officers are just like, "Ah, man, this is a mess."
Oh man, what a fucking shit show. The flight commander is later in a scene with people from other departments, and one of them is like complaining about it. It's like you dragon pilots have got to screw up fucking everything. I got my guys that fly real planes have to fly in behind you, and we have to deal with this shit and all these delays. I'm just like, you're right, man. He's right. Do you know how
Yeah.
much it costs to fly this plane for 20 minutes?
Yeah.
He's correct.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, she's just off somewhere. And she was and there's a guy looking for her, one of the deckhands, one of the airmen.
Cool
Um,
guy who vapes.
cool guy who vaped. I'm gonna talk about that in just a second. Because yeah, he does eventually find her, and she's on her phone talking to her mom, and she's just like, yeah, everything's real shit. Yeah, I'd
It's
be
bad
worried
here.
about me too.
It's bad.
And she sees him, she's like, oh shit, I gotta hang up. I'll call you back later. And he's just standing there. He's being relatively chill. Uh, while she's just like, yeah, I have this thing where I can't keep my mouth shut.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a completely open book. Like I'm the kind of person that if somebody who was fat told me they were worried about getting fat, I would just say, boy, you are fat.
Yeah.
Oh boy, you're real fat.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, I see. And this scene I watched twice because something didn't strike me correctly. He takes a vape out of his pocket, it looks like. And he takes a long drag on it and exhales. And she's just like, I know, I know you're being nice, but I feel like you have ulterior motives anyway. Um, and you know, you're the kind of guy with a baby face that smokes to make himself seem older, but it doesn't really work. Uh, and he's standing there and he's exhaling, and then he goes to put it away, except he puts down a cigarette.
Yeah. He just
He he puts the butt of a cigarette in a little hole,
yeah,
and
that scene was
which makes me think that there was like a weird editing swap thing to make him not be a smoker but vape, but they didn't get all of
maybe.
the scenes because she
This
says he smokes and he does smoke, or does he?
indecipherable. This scene
We're
was
jumping. See, my theory is that we're jumping between alternate universes in between cuts. No, but
anyhow.
What? And that's the one sign, the one tell.
that's the tell.
That's the tell.
Mandela effect.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, we cut. I think we cut to it's nighttime, and
It's nighttime.
we head back to the dorm, and the one bully girl is there, and her this place looks like a hospital ward to me, which
Yeah.
is bizarre. It reminds me of something we saw last episode in Kaiju number 8. The
Oh yeah,
setup is
kind of.
almost the same, isn't it?
Yeah,
But
maybe it's like a repurposed area.
but uh, but yeah, she's the now is laying there, and she's like, yeah, thick. She washed out. She's out of here, and it's just me because the other bed is empty, and we do see Hisone, who's got her meager possessions and is apparently trying to go AWOL or something. Um, uh, and as she does, she does walk past hangar number 8, and Masotan is still there, and so is the guy from earlier, the smoker,
Mhm.
uh, Nogi, I believe his name is, um, and he is. he's tinkering with the jet outfit.
He's like, oh, it doesn't fit your nose very well, does it? Oh, we'll fix that for you, buddy.
Doesn't fit in the nose, and something's bothering me about the placement of this like aerial over here. Um, and he's talking about Hisone. He's like, I kind of see why you picked her, you know? She's honest to a fault. Um, and he's just like, oh, he's just like, I'm sorry, I'm rambling because Masotan just yawned, you know, big
Yeah.
reptile yawn. He's just like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get these refitted and I'll be right back and you can get to bed. And while he's away, Hisone was because she was listening because she could hear him through the hangar doors. And she does take the helmet and like approach him, and she's just like, "Hey, guy."
Hey, buddy.
It's like, why did you pick me? Like, really? Like, the vibes are surprisingly good here. Like, why you have such kind eyes? um, she's like, I just don't understand why you picked me. There's nothing really special about me. And she puts out her finger. And she's like, maybe
She does it. She does the
I'll touch
ET.
him, like ET. And he does lean down and bump against her finger. She's like, "Oh, I made a connection," and then he eats her.
Yeah. Why is she surprised at this point? What does she expect to happen?
What does she expect to happen?
Eat me once, shame on me.
And then he takes off because it is time to fly, and he fucks up everything.
This scene, okay, I'll give it to him. The animation in the scene was pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah, it's fun.
Looked really good. It gave me slight vibes to Haku in Spirited Away, like the way he scurries, damages the buildings.
But yeah, he like fucks up a couple of buildings and finally takes flight all the way. Yeah, we see the base start to react. It's just like, oh, that's not good. Oh, she doesn't have a suit. We have no
she's gonna get
contact
digested
with her. And yeah,
oh god, she's not gonna make it.
Now we get to cut to the stomach cam.
Yeah,
And
this
I'm
is a
just like,
horror show, y'all.
yeah, this is the author's unfiltered fetish.
Yeah.
But I do, but the character acting here is still surprisingly good because she's just like, oh man, I'm gonna die in here. She's got her phone out again, and she's just like, oh man, I wish I could have seen you again one last time, Goro.
Yeah.
And she finally gets a text from her mom because she was corresponding with her mom earlier. It's just like, you can quit anytime, which can you?
You cannot leave.
Let me put it this way: in the U.S., you can't. It's illegal. They'll put you in army jail about it.
Yeah.
When my dad was in the Air Force, that was his job, was making people who didn't want to be in the Air Force come back and be in the Air Force.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, it's like you can quit anytime you want, but for now, give it your all. And she realizes her phone works.
She's like, oh, I can
she
just
calls
call
her boss. And she's just like, listen, I may not live long enough to apologize. And her boss is just like, the last thing I care about is an apology. It's like, I need you to do exactly what I say right now.
She's like, you have your helmet though, huh?
And yeah, there's a button at the back of the helmet that like replaces the meat view with I assume sensors embedded in the armor.
Yeah.
That let her see where she is. And maneuver the beast by poking and prodding his inside.
They're like, do you remember how to transform it? She's like, yeah, I just have to kick the
Yeah, and she doesn't, and I had a momentarily like lapse in the streaming program I was watching, so I had to reload it. And when I reloaded it, it didn't show like what she did or anything. It just showed the transformation, and I was like subtly horrified by it because I'm just like, he has significantly less mass than he did. Where did it go? What's
He
happening to
folds
him?
in.
He is compressed himself. He has become dense.
Oh God. Oh
Um,
God.
because yeah, he could just pull all the pieces together into just like a regular ass looking jet. I don't know
Uh-huh.
too much about jets, but yeah, it's a
They have dragons inside them,
sometimes
apparently.
some of them apparently have dragons, and some of those dragons have people in them.
Oh God. Uh-oh.
Well, most
Um,
planes have people in them, so
most planes do have people,
True.
um,
Words
except
of
for the bad
wisdom.
ones.
just makes dragons more like planes.
So yeah, they send up an escort force of like real pilots, people I respect.
Uh-huh. They're like, all right, we're gonna get you back down
Um,
safe and
it's like
sound.
it's just like, do you remember the landing procedure? And it's just like, yeah, don't I rhythmically tap on the stomach? And her legs are like too short, and she puts too much force into it, and just sort of stomps on his stomach. And she's just like, oh my god, get down, get me down, get me down. How do I cancel it? And yeah, the next scene is her just apologizing to them while she's just dripping with like fluids.
Yeah.
There was a lot of fluids dripping
A
in
lot of
there.
fluids in this
They
one.
made
A
it
lot of
clear that if she did not get out soon, that she was going to be digested.
she was going to melt and die.
Um, and I don't know what kind of fluids it was because earlier it was mentioned that if you have to get out during an emergency, you're not going out the front.
Yeah, they said the front isn't always an option. And I was like, oh no.
I don't like this.
Uh-oh. I
I
feel
don't
like they
like
must
this.
have made it throw up again, I feel. Like
Um,
probably.
maybe that's the procedure for a non-emergency exit.
Maybe.
But
Uh-oh.
Jesus.
yeah, she apologizes to them. Is that basically the end of the episode? We hit everything there.
Uh they talk about how it likes flip phones.
Oh yeah. She has because she has an old ass phone. They didn't know how they were communicating with her, but they think maybe that the cell was relayed off of the helmet because she happened to
Mm-hmm.
have the helmet in there. Um, and yeah, these things like to eat like rare metals, and most people have switched to smartphones, but she has a flip phone which has a different makeup. And as they're saying this, he just eats it.
She does not react to her phone being eaten. I would not be cool about a
I
dragon
feel
eating
like
my
after her
phone.
day,
It's been a long day.
I get that, but I would be mad.
She's I figure she's
Like,
just
I
been
had
sort of
pictures on that.
emotionally like, sort of deadened by the phone, by
My
being in and out of
contacts.
a huge fucking
I
reptile
mean,
3
yeah,
or 4 times in one day.
I guess the fact that she didn't die is something, huh?
Mhm.
But yeah, that I believe is the end.
And yeah, she decides to stay on because she runs into the yogurt lady again. And the yogurt lady gives her another strawberry yogurt. And she's just like, I like the orange ones. And she's like, oh, you like the orange ones? And and then she just walks off and leaves her with the strawberry.
Yep.
She's like, maybe I was onto something about that systematic bullying. But apparently the strawberry ones are still pretty good. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and that's pretty much the end of the
That's the
show.
episode. And then they have some
So,
like really sus lines at the end about like, I'll need you to disrobe. I want your whole body or some I don't remember what the hell they were saying, but it was very weird. Anyhow,
uh,
that's
I it felt like the thing that some comedy anime do with the voice actors at the end, where they'll just sort of riff for a minute.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So, what did we think about this show?
So,
why?
um I liked the art style. I did like the art. Um
The thing is it's well put together and pretty well written, and I
it's
am so mad at Black Hole about it because I feel like it was incepted.
Uh-huh.
Like,
I feel like of all of us, I have the most like emotional fortitude against this sort of thing. I just watched this and was like, yeah, this is fine. Nothing devious is happening here. Maybe it's not anyone's here's like thing, so to speak, but like, spit is
What gets
fine.
me is that I know somebody's getting like some sort of sexual gratification off of it,
Yeah, but
and
like you
there's
could say
something
that about so many
you
things.
can, but there's something about it being like almost hidden that bothers me. You
Like you don't
understand?
like
It
that
feels
like
nefarious. I
it would
don't
be
know.
like if they made like an anime where everyone like their feet were important, right? Like
It's like yeah. It's like whenever you notice something. It's like whenever you notice that thing about Quentin Tarantino.
yeah,
Um,
really hit
and
something with that foot comparison, huh?
and we and I think I do have baggage. I think a lot of people who grew up on the internet when I do have baggage about this sort of thing, especially people who spend a lot of time on DeviantArt trying to find decent inspiration and seeing a lot of things they didn't want to see.
uh, it's like when you're 17 on DeviantArt and someone else comments on your profile
And you're
and
just like, hey, I should hit them back. That's the most polite thing to do. Let's
you go
look
to
at
their
their gallery and
profile
oh
and
my
whoa, whoa,
god.
whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. Real life experiences, y'all.
But you can't have that experience anymore. You do that now and you just find a gallery full of just like AI avatars on
See?
sale for
It would make me even
$5.99.
madder. That would make me even angrier. Anyhow, I listen, y'all. I would consider watching more of this. I know y'all aren't into this, but
I cannot possibly watch more.
I want to see what the other dragons look like. I want to see what the other, you know, I want to see what the jokes. I want to see the jokes.
I
I
don't
don't know if I want like
I don't
okay.
necessarily advocate this given the nature of our podcast, but like you don't have to watch another episode to find this shit out. You can just
True.
look it up.
That's true, but like it okay, like it didn't bother me that
I'm
much.
not going to tell you what to do with your
It didn't
time.
bother me that much. I am not mad about this,
Uh,
and I would it's not high priority, but I would consider watching more of this show.
That's a,
That's my take.
that you know what that's a primary tenet of the show. It's I cannot tell you what to do with your time.
So this might be a surprise for me, but like I wouldn't actively like search this out, but like if I walked into a room and it was on, I wouldn't change the channel.
I feel like
Um,
this is the sort of thing I would walk in on like some friends watching at like maybe a party or maybe just like a hangout where like six or
hmm
seven of us are like eating pizza or something. I'll just be like, "Hey guys, what you watching?" And then it would immediately be the stomach scene, and it'd be like, "All right, I gotta go."
well, here's the
The
thing.
vibes are off.
They acknowledged she acknowledged that it was weird. Like it's been if they
Yep.
played it straight the entire time, I'd be like, "Come on, you can't be reacting normally to this." But like, we know she's not reacting normally to this. She's fucking freaking the fuck out because this is
Yeah.
weird as shit.
Like she's reacting properly is the thing. Anyhow.
Anyhow, if you'd like to tell us about your fantasies about being consumed by a flying reptile, you can tell us about that at
Transforming reptile.
oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That is one the word, not the number. If you wanna imagine airplanes with us, we're on Twitter and Blue Sky at One Episode Cast. Didn't like that joke? No?
The dragon looks so innocent.
It does.
It's another weird thing that's making it weird for me.
well,
He looks like a Pokemon.
well, there's a non-zero number of people that want to be eaten by Pokemon,
I don't
unfortunately for you.
I don't want to talk about this. Good night.
God.